I was looking around yesterday and found this lawnmower someone was getting rid of for $50. I thought, well, might be worth taking a chance on. It was filthy. It still is. As you can see, it's covered in dirt. It was covered in leaves as well, and there's oil around the engine. And it cranks around. I haven't tried to really start it, but I did pull the rope a little bit. Looks like a nice machine, but needs to be cleaned up at a bare minimum. And my guess is it's going to need a couple other things to run, if it will run at all. So some of the nice features on this: it's a Craftsman with the Briggs and Stratton 6.5 horsepower. It's got the ready start system. You don't need to. In fact, there's not a priming bulb on it. It's got the rear drive on it, and it also has a keyed start, so starter motor and battery under this black cover back here. The battery must be dead. Maybe it's not even in there. I haven't looked. So if I'm going to use the battery, I'll need to buy a new battery and perhaps maybe figure out which charger goes to this port. Anyway, I guess we'll check a few things on it. Want to make sure that it's got what it needs to have a full go. Well, the first thing is to take a look and see how it is on the oil. It's got oil all over it, base of the engine, so right off the bat the oil is over full, which makes sense. I imagine that's probably part of its problem. Now if I'm lucky, that's all it is just overfill in oil and maybe clean up. Maybe that's fouled the spark plug. So we'll pull the spark plug out next, take a look at that, and see what might need to be done. I believe this unit's only a couple years old. It looks like it probably just sat outside for its life. I don't know. I guess I'll need to look into that, but it doesn't seem like it's an old machine. It just was not taken care of. So we'll see if it's worth my $50. If so, then great deal. Otherwise, it was a fun gamble. We'll see what happens. So probably next we'll be pulling out the spark plug. So normally spark plugs are 3/4 or 13/16. I have the 3/4 deep socket, but I don't have my lawnmower 13/16, at least the one that I think this one is. One thing I noticed on this boot, on the spark plug, is that it's burnt. There's a hole burnt right through the end of it there. So, looks like that terminal's been spun off. So, I don't know if someone fooled with it or just was loose and vibrated out. That's probably how that got burned up. So, I can buy a new boot. Maybe I will. I don't know. So, I do have a 13/16 wrench here. Let's see if we can pop this out. Oh, well, it looks pretty clean actually. That's a good sign. Too much oil, but not what's causing the problem. At least it's not fouling the plug. So that's one thing down. Now, obviously, a common problem with mowers is the carburetors get dirty. So I might put some starter fluid in there and see if we can get it to fire up. Normally I'd check the spark, but where that's burned a hole through that boot, I'm imagining it's sparking just fine. It's just got some other issues, probably fuel. So we'll pop this air cleaner off. This is a, what is it, an 8mm nut driver, I think. Yeah, 8 or 9. Yeah, 8mm, or just a standard screwdriver would work too. So it's another indicator of how clean it was. Not. There it is, I guess. This filter looks like not too bad inside. It's got a little oil at the bottom of it though, which could be possibly from overfilling. So I'm going to put a shot in there. Can't hold the camera and pull the cord at the same time, so I'll give her a shot real quick and do that off camera. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a go and see if I can get it to fire up real quick. Worth a shot anyway. A little shot of throttle body cleaner. I don't have any lighter fluid. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, fired. That's a good sign. Alright, well, does seem to be getting a spark. It is firing. So, probably take a look at this fuel and carburetor next. See what we can do there. See if I can hold this while I pop off this housing for the air cleaner. I think this is the same size, 8mm bolts here. There's 3 of them holding on, it looks like. Pulled one off right before. I thought I'd give it a shot holding the camera. Well, from the looks of things, the way that this came apart, it kind of looks like someone's been in here before. Looks like the paint's kind of blistered up. Like somebody got in here and shot it with something. They didn't do a very good job cleaning it, but the paint looks like it's had some kind of cleaner on it that made it bubble up. So the gasket's broken on there, so we'll get another gasket. Most likely this carburetor just needs to be cleaned really good, maybe rebuilt. Look at that next. So I've got the mower ready to go. I ended up just popping the carburetor off and putting the rebuild kit through it, which is very simple on the Quantum carburetor. They're super common, so I didn't make a video because there's a lot of good ones out there already. The carburetor, big deal is just to make sure you pull the seat out for the needle, you know, the stopper pin on the float. Make sure that it gets seated back in correctly, and that's really the biggest part of these carburetors. They're very simple. So I gave it a good cleanup. Well, maybe not good, but decent cleanup. And I just popped it out online to see if it would sell, and I've had multiple offers. I've got someone coming in this morning for $175. So for me, just putting a cheap rebuild kit into it and cleaning it, getting the oil to the right level, basic things like that, we've been able to, have a pretty fast turnaround and a good return on investment. So let's see if I can start this while I'm holding the camera. Starts right up. And then the drive works really well as well, but I can't really show that while I'm holding the camera. Anyway, that's the end of this video, but if you like this, please do me a favor and like and subscribe. Have a good day.